Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's topic, I'll be calculating a menstrual cycle length, the ovulation day, the fertile day, the non-fertile day. Everything will be done in this topic. So if you are someone that have been struggling to learn how to calculate your menstrual cycle length and you have not been getting that correctly, just watch me. Stay tuned till the end of this video. I'm going to show you how to do that. So today I'll be focusing on those with irregular menstrual period, and I will do for a 24 days menstrual cycle because most of my followers, they have been commenting below, please I should help them do for a 24 days menstrual cycle. So today this video is for you. I'm going to be taking an example of a 24 days menstrual cycle, and I'll show you how to calculate your ovulation day, your fertile window, your safe day, and your unsafe day. All of that I'll be showing you in this video. Just stay tuned. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Nay Yvonne. Kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and please don't forget to share. It's going to help someone who is also there struggling to calculate their menstrual cycle length and they are failing on that. So please kindly share the video. It might help someone. Thank you guys. So you want to calculate your menstrual cycle, you need to understand how to do it correctly and properly. So normally the menstrual cycle length is usually within an interval of 21 days to 35 days. If at the end of the month you are calculating your menstrual cycle length, it's less than 21 days or greater than 35 days, meaning you have an irregular menstrual cycle. And for those with irregular menstrual cycle, they will hardly have a consistency in their menstrual cycle length. At times it might be 28 days, at times it might be less than, at times it will be less than even 21 days, at times it might even be greater than 35 days. It's never consistent. Each month it keeps giving them a different figure. There are some months they will not even see their menstrual cycle. But in this topic today, we'll be focusing on those with a regular menstrual cycle length. Someone with a regular menstrual cycle length, their menstrual cycle length is usually within this range of interval, 21 days to 35 days. And when I say a regular menstrual length, meaning maybe this month the person had a menstrual length of 28 days, next month it's definitely the same, or even if there is a slight variation, it might just be like maybe the person left from 28 days in the previous month, and this month maybe it's 29 days or maybe 27 days. So it's hardly changing, it's always the same most at times. So with that, it's very easy for you to calculate your menstrual cycle length, your ovulation, your fertile day, and everything. So if in case your menstrual cycle length it's less than 21 days or greater than 35 days, it might be as a result of an underlying condition. You need to check with your doctor. But normal menstrual length is usually within an interval of 21 days to 35 days. Then there is also another issue. Many people, they like when you ask them what is the length of your menstrual cycle, they will tell you maybe 5 days, 2 days, 3 days. They are instead telling you the number of days they are bleeding as their menstrual cycle length. So don't get confused. The number of days you are bleeding is different from your menstrual cycle length. The number of days you are bleeding is usually, it's supposed to be within an interval of 2 to 7 days. If it's less than 2 days and greater than 7 days, it might also be there is an issue or an underlying condition. So you need to always check with your healthcare provider if yours it's less than 2 days or usually greater than 7 days. It might equally be you are still fine, but just to be sure, just check with a healthcare provider. So most of the times, many women, they will bleed just for an interval of 3 to 4 days. This is usually the case with many people. And then for the menstrual cycle length, many people will have it within an interval of 28, 29 days. So most of the times you have people having it for 28, 29 days. The number of days of bleeding is usually between 3 to 4 days. So that's how it is. Don't get confused when someone is telling you what is your menstrual cycle length and how many days does your period last or how many days are you bleeding. So don't get confused within these two. Normally the menstrual cycle length is within 21 to 35 days. The number of days you bleed is supposed to be within 2 to 7 days. So that is it. So now that we know this, how do you calculate the menstrual cycle length? This is always the problem. Let's go to that. So let's say for example this previous one, and here you have 15, here you have 28, and here 30. And here is 30. Okay, let me say for example you started bleeding on the 1st. So you will start counting your menstrual cycle from the 1st. This is the first day you started bleeding. This is the first day. So you start counting from this day 1. right up to the day when you end, the day before you start bleeding again. Let me say, for example, your next bleeding started on the 30th. This is the second time you are bleeding. The next bleeding started on the 30th. So now, how are you going to count your menstrual cycle length? You are going to start from the first day you started bleeding, and you are going to end the day before you started bleeding. The day before 30 is day 29, right? So definitely you are going to end counting this menstrual cycle length on day 29. So from day 1 to day 29 you are going to end, because as from day 30 you started bleeding, the second bleeding you started bleeding back again. So the menstrual cycle length for this individual will be a 29 days menstrual cycle, because this person started bleeding on day 1 and started bleeding back again on day 30th. And for us to calculate our menstrual cycle, we start from day 1 and we end the day before the next bleeding starts. So we started day 1 to day 29, giving us a menstrual cycle length of 29 days. So that's how we are going to calculate the length of our menstrual cycle. I find many people, they will start from day 1 and they will end on day 30 when they are starting to bleed again. No, you have to end the day before you started bleeding. So let's go, guys. So this is my calendar. I'm going to be using this calendar. Let me take, for example, this is the month of February. I'm going to be using this month to input my menstrual cycle length. We are calculating for a menstrual cycle length of 24 days. So we'll be using a 24 days menstrual cycle length for someone with irregular period to show you using this our February calendar. So let's go. For us to start, let's say, for example, this person started bleeding on the, let me say, on the 4th. So on the 4th you have, this is day 1, day 2, day 3, 24. So yes, this is our menstrual cycle. This is our 24 days menstrual cycle. And remember, I told you, you start counting from the first day the person started bleeding. And in this our example, this person started bleeding on day 4. So we have to start from day 4, which is the first day the person started bleeding. We will keep counting and jotting on our calendar till we reach the last day, the day we will end the day before the person start bleeding again. So if you look at it, this person started bleeding back on day 28. So we have to end on day 27, which is day 24 of our menstrual cycle. We are not going to add this day 28 because this is the first day the person started bleeding again for the next menstrual period. So for the next menstrual period, this person will start counting day 28 as the first day. So day 28 will be the first day, 29 second day, 30th third day, and 31 the fourth day of the next menstrual cycle. So don't get confused. So this is our menstrual cycle, and how do we go about it? Normally we need to know our luteal phase. Our luteal phase is usually a 14 days period. So it's a 14 days. So you always take the menstrual cycle length, you subtract it by 14 days. 14 days is a standard figure by science. The luteal phase is always 14 days. So you just take 24 days, subtract it by 14. It's going to give you your predicted ovulation day. So in this our menstrual cycle, our predicted ovulation day will be on day 10 of our menstrual cycle. When I mean predicted, what do I mean by that? At times the egg will be released on day 10. At times it might not be released on day 10. Your ovulation day is that exact day when your egg will be released from your ovary, moving through your fallopian tube, which is the highest day when you can easily get pregnant. So but most of the times this egg might not be released on this exact day 10. It might be released 2 days before, and at times the egg might be released 2 days later. It might be late 2 days, it might come early 2 days early, or 2 days later. So that's why I'm saying that this is our predicted ovulation day. So when we take 24, we subtract by 14, it's going to give us 10 days, and this 10 days is the predicted ovulation day. So let's go to our menstrual cycle, then we look for the predicted ovulation day, which is day 10. So we come through, if you see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this day 10, this day 10, this is day 10 here. So this is day 10, which is day 13 on our calendar. So on this day 10, on this day 10, it's our predicted ovulation. ovulation. So this is our predicted ovulation day. This is the day in which our egg is predicted to be released. So how do we know that the egg is going to be released on this same exact day? At times it might come 2 days early, at times it might come 2 days later. So when we have this value now, we need to take 2 days before and 2 days after. So we take 10 plus 2 days and plus 2 days before and plus 2 days after. So this is our day 10. We add 2 days, 1, 2. So our egg could equally be released on day 9. It can be released on day 8. That's 2 days before our predicted ovulation day, and it can also be released 2 days after our predicted ovulation day. So 2 days after day 10 is day 11, day 12. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, these are the predicted days in which your egg can be released. If it's released 2 days before the predicted ovulation day or 2 days after the predicted ovulation day. So if you want to get pregnant, these are the highest day in which you can easily get pregnant, because that's the day in which your egg is being released. Usually it can last for a period of 12 to 24 hours. So you have to make sure you have sex within these days in your ovulation day in order to get pregnant. That's why they will tell many people who are searching for a baby that you need to know your menstrual cycle length, you need to know your ovulation day, because all of these things are going to help you in case you want to avoid pregnancy, in case you want to get pregnant. It's going to help you, because now looking at this, day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11, day 12, they are our predicted ovulation day. So if you are searching for a baby, these are the right days in which you can have sexual intercourse to increase your chance of getting pregnant. So but now this is our calendar. How do we know the start of this our fertile window? So now we already know our predicted ovulation day, which is day 10. How do we calculate the start of our fertile window and also calculate the end of our fertile window? So for us to do that, we take our predicted ovulation day, which is on day 10. We are going to take 10, then we add plus 4 days backward. Yes, so you take 10, you add plus 4 days backward. So this is day 10. We have to add 4 days backward. So this is day 1, 2, 3, 4. So the start of our fertile window is going to be on this day 6, which is day 9 of our calendar. So that's how you do it. So for you to be able to have the start of your fertile window, let me repeat again. You take your ovulation day, which is day 10, you add plus 4 days backward. So day 10, you add 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to give you the start of your fertile window, the start. So from day 9, which is day 6 of your menstrual cycle, you are already fertile. Then how do we calculate the end day of our fertile window? Let's go. So you for this one, you take your predicted ovulation again, which is day 10. You take 10, then you add 5 days forward, plus 5 days forward. So you take 10, you add plus 5 days forward, will give you the end of your fertile window. So let's do it. This is our day 10. We have to add 5 days forward. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On day 18, which is on day 15 of our menstrual cycle, will mark the end of our fertile window. Please, if you're a little bit kind of confused, especially for those who requested this video, if you're confused, just go back behind, rewind, you can pause, you understand the video, and then you move forward. Okay, so for you to calculate the start of your fertile window, you take your predicted ovulation, which was day 10, you add 4 days backward. And for you to calculate the end of your fertile window, you take your ovulation day again, which was on day 10, you add plus 5 days forward. So when we did this, we had the start and the end of our fertile window. This is the end of our fertile window, which is on day 15 of our menstrual cycle and on day 18 of our calendar. So that is how you do it, guys. So from this day 9 right through to day 18 of our calendar, that is your fertile window. These are the days in which, if you are searching for a baby or you want to get pregnant, you should definitely have sexual intercourse within this day. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. These are the days you can easily get pregnant. And if you are not looking for a baby, you have to avoid sexual intercourse within these days also, in order for you not to get pregnant. And from day 19, day 20, day 21, day 22, day 23, day 24, day 25, 26, 27, you are very safe. You are not fertile. So if you are looking for a baby, you are having sex within these days, and you are struggling within these days with your partner, you are not going to get pregnant, because you already passed the period when you are fertile. And same also, your menstrual cycle started on the 4th. From the 4th right through to the 8th, you are not fertile, but starting from the 9 going forward, you are fertile. So that's how you do it, guys. And for example, let me say for this individual, if the individual was bleeding, let me say just for 3 days, the person will bleed day 1, day 2, day 3, and from day 4 and day 5, this person has 2 days before the fertile window starts. But in case, let me say this individual is bleeding like for 5 days, the person will bleed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning the last day in which the person stopped bleeding, the person already started being fertile from the next previous day. So those are the things you have to take note. Some people, I find some people saying also, can I get pregnant and why I'm still bleeding, all of this. So like for this situation of a 24 days menstrual cycle, if this person is bleeding for 7 days, which is the normal which is within the normal duration in which an individual is bleeding, meaning this person started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the person is still bleeding, meaning on day 7, why the person is still bleeding, the person is already fertile, the person is already 2 days fertile. So in case that person has sexual intercourse on day 7, why the person is still bleeding, there is a high chance that person will get pregnant. Because look at it, one thing you also have to take note, the egg can last for 24 hours and sperm can last for up to 5 days in a woman's system. So the person is still bleeding on day 7, and this person egg is released on day 8. This person will get pregnant because sperm can survive it. And let me say for example, the egg was released on day 10 and this person is still bleeding, or the person has sexual intercourse on day 6. You will see that from day 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I told you already, sperm can last for up to 5 days. So the sperm will be able to last for up to that 5 days and meet the egg on the 13, which is the 10 of this person's menstrual cycle. So those are the things you have to take note. And in case, let me say the egg was released on day 12 and this person had sex on day 8, you see that the person can still go 1, 2, 3, 4. The sperm can still survive to meet the egg. So that's why they always advise have sexual intercourse within these days when you are fertile, so the sperm can easily meet this egg on the predicted ovulation day. Day 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, these are the predicted ovulation day. So have sex within this period in order to get pregnant. If you don't want to get pregnant, avoid having sex within this day. The sperm can last for up to 5 days and the egg can last for up to 24 hours. So no matter which day you have sex within these days, there is a high chance the sperm is going to meet the egg, which is released, and fertilize it. So take note, from day 1 to day 5 you are not fertile. From day 6 coming right to day 18 on our, from day 6 to day 15 on our menstrual cycle, you are fertile. And then starting from day 9 on our calendar right through to day 27 of our calendar, you are not fertile. So that's how you calculate, guys. If you have been watching up to this level without subscribing or without clicking the like button, what are you waiting for? Please kindly click the like button, subscribe, and also don't forget to share it to others. There might be others out there which are struggling to calculate your menstrual period and they are finding it very difficult. Kindly share it with them so that they'll be able to do it and also calculate it correctly. Love you all, and please do stay safe.